yet another change. Boom. Get. Let's try doing it just right here. And when we go into here, we're going to say save that. Okay, you're supposed to be editable. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here, and then once I leave, that should clear you. Oh, that might be part of it. Let's find out. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I've got it set up to I've got it set up to where the only way it triggers is when you've walked into a sphere collision. The problem is now it's not stopping. Which, I mean, I suppose for making a zombie that makes sense. Once they get going, they don't stop. That's kind of a zombie thing. But for my purposes, kind of want them to stop. Target location, there. You should be running that again. Hmm. Okay, now let's try it here. Maybe. I'm missing something very obvious. What about a I need an abort. Let's see. Play animation. Nodes running in the background while main task is active. Main task of parallel node. Finish mode. Okay. So this is going to be less of a sequence. This is going to be more of a simple parallel. This runs a sequence that will do this in the background. This stops these if this is ever not true. If I understood correctly. Apparently I did not. One of which must be a single task node, and the other which can be a complete subtree. With optional decorators. Let's see. Maybe it's this. So I need this. Not other actor. I need is overlap set. So set blackboard value as bool. And let's see. So actually I just need to clear the is overlapped. This needs to be is overlapped on result. Let's see. When key is set. I don't really know that is. Okay. Actually, instead of clear, we'll just manually set this back to false. Or because it doesn't make much sense to do this twice, I'll just put it before the finish execute and set it to the same variable here, which was what I was going to do in the first place and makes more sense. So no matter what the outcome, it's going to set whether or not this is a success or failure. Okay. Okay. And once I get out of the range, it should. Why aren't you giving up? So every time there's a value change, now it should. Okay, it's not liking this. Oh, you are a tedious bastard. You know that, Mr. Zombie thing? Okay, so this we can use later. It could always be useful. Let's always set this as a success. What happens then? because technically it did what I intended it for it to do. It's just not doing what I want it to now. This is rather tedious. I will figure you out, and when I do, you will work. So all you're doing is checking. Okay, cast to AI. Get sphere. Get overlapping actors. Then plug that into there. I don't think this is necessary, but I'm trying to see what could possibly be going wrong here. So now it's going to be forced to actually check for overlapping actors specific to the sphere to see if it's the player. Once it is, there we go. So as long as I'm within this sphere, he's going to chase me, but as soon as I leave it, he leaves me alone. Boom. I'm going to make the sphere a bit larger. That might be too large. That's a pretty reasonable size. Alright, so now we come up here. It's like, oh, shit. Now he has no idea where I am. But now he does. Alright. So yeah, we now have a very simple So this is a very simple, super simple zombie script. It's also a great dev feature. I have to lock all my AI characters in rooms. Yeah, this is literally just a like I didn't even expect it to work, to be honest, but it's just a basic way to have your character or have your AI only really active if there's a player nearby. If there's not a player nearby, it's not going to do anything. That way, it's not taking up unnecessary resources. It's not doing things you don't want it to do. So honestly, yeah, this is kind of how I would set that up. What I'm going to do, my next plan, I don't know if I can even add comments in here. I can't. Okay, so my next plan is I'm going to create a basic task, because we're actually going to be calling it here in just a minute. I'm going to create a task that when the player is within a certain range, it starts doing health damage. And then once the player leaves that range, the character still is chasing them, but once you get out of the walking range, then it's not going to be doing damage to you anymore. Make sense? Kind of like, typical zombie, they get close to you, they start trying to hurt you. That's kind of going to be the goal. And they're going to be doing energy, or they're going to do shield damage first, then it goes to health damage because of the shields. Okay. So, are there any questions at all? I am actually surprised we got so quick into this. I expected it to take a lot longer, and a lot more frustration and anger. But